All right, let's dive in. Today we're breaking down a viral Hindi horror story that's been making the rounds, all about haunted school bathroom. We're going to peel back the layers of the story, kind of like a case study, to see what makes it so genuinely creepy. Let's get started. So, right off the bat, the whole story really hinges on this one terrifying question. Think about it. What happens when the one place you go to feel safe becomes the source of your terror? This is the core idea, the engine that's going to drive all the horror. So, Act 1. This is where we set the stage. We get introduced to our main character, Jake. But more than that, we learn why he's so vulnerable and what pushes him towards the one place he really should have stayed away from. So, meet Jake. His situation is probably something a lot of us can relate to. He's 14, his dad's job just moved the family, and now he's the new kid. He's shy, he's awkward, and you know what that means. It makes him an easy target. He's your classic lonely kid. And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got his daily reality, being bullied, called names, feeling totally alone. And on the other side, what does he need? Something so simple, just a safe space, a place to get away from it all. This conflict is what sets everything in motion. And this is where he finds that space. It's an old, forgotten bathroom way up on the 4th floor. It's described as all broken down and ancient, which is actually perfect because it means no one else ever goes up there. To Jake, it isn't disgusting. It's a sanctuary. It's literally the only place he can go to hide during his lunch break. And boom, this is the moment, the inciting incident. Everything changes right here. One day, he's hiding in his stall and hears someone come in. He's terrified it's the bullies, but when he peeks out, there's nobody there. So he looks in the mirror and sees this smiling old man in a coat and tie standing behind him. He whips around. Nothing. His safe space is no longer safe. Okay, so now we're moving into Act 2, the rising action. This is where a private little scare spirals into a full-blown public nightmare, and Jake gets pulled deeper and deeper under this ghost's influence. And look at how fast this all happens. This is not a slow burn haunting. Day 1 is just a reflection in a mirror. By day 2, the very next day, the ghost is out of the bathroom, it's in his classroom, and it's pushing him toward violence. The speed of it is just terrifying. So picture this. The next day, Jake is in class, trying to act normal. He's answering a question, and then he sees him. The same old man standing right behind the teacher with that same creepy smile. Jake screams, trying to warn her, but of course, no one else sees a thing. Everyone thinks he's just freaking out, and he gets punished. It's classic psychological horror, that feeling of being the only one who sees the monster. And this is the turning point. While he's being punished for screaming, Jake hears a voice, a whisper in Hindi. Maro ase, which means hit him. It's the ghost, and it's no longer just watching. It's giving orders. And that's all it takes. Under that influence, Jake just snaps. He brutally attacks his main bully, a kid named Chris, trying to gouge his eyes out. He's dragged to the principal's office, where he desperately tries to explain about the old man, but of course they don't believe him. And then, it's like he's possessed. He attacks the principal, choking her. The whole situation just completely spirals out of control, and they have to lock him in a storeroom until his dad can get there. All right, here we go. This is the climax. The physical world and the supernatural world are about to crash into each other, right back where it all started. We're going back to the source of the horror. So while the principal is on the phone with Jake's father, they hear this massive crash. They race to the storeroom and find the door smashed open and the guard knocked out on the floor. The guard just points upstairs. Jake's escaped, but he's not running away. He's being led right back to that bathroom. And what Jake's father sees when he bursts into that bathroom, it's just pure terror. The ghost isn't just a reflection anymore. It's physically pulling his son through the mirror. Half of Jake's body is already gone inside the glass. In just a sheer panic, his dad grabs him and, with everything he has, yanks him back into the real world. Jake just collapses unconscious. Okay, deep breath. Jake is safe for the moment. The immediate threat is over, but that massive question is still just hanging there. Who was that man? Well, this is where the story finally gives us the horrifying answer. The school principal's assistant is the one who figures it out. The ghost has a name, Principal Roger. And when they pull his old file, well, it's chilling. He wasn't just some old principal. He was a monster who was hiding in plain sight this whole time. And this is where all the puzzle pieces just horrifically snap into place. Principal Roger used his job to lure the youngest, most vulnerable kids to that specific bathroom. Why? He was a cannibal. The police finally caught him in the act and killed him, right there. His violent spirit got trapped in that room, and it lay dormant for years, until the school decided to reopen the bathroom for renovations. That woke him up. Jake wasn't chosen for any special reason. He was just the first lonely kid to step into the monster's hunting room. So that brings us to the resolution. The story gives us a sense of closure, but it also leaves you with this really deep, lingering unease about the scars that experiences like this leave behind. So the practical problems get solved, the school brings in people to spiritually cleanse the entire fourth floor, and they seal that bathroom up for good. And Jake's dad, of course, does the only sensible thing and gets him into a new school. So on the surface, everything is fixed. The ghost is gone, the boy is safe. But the story leaves us with this final, haunting question. You can board up a bathroom, you can cleanse a building, but can you cleanse a memory? The physical haunting might be over, but for Jake, the haunting in his mind, that's probably just getting started. And that thought is way scarier than any ghost.